Alright, good evening everyone and welcome to our first edition of the podcast, or our Procast. Today we have SHEEV, as you can tell, and his co-host Dragon on the show, telling you a bit about Town Hall 9 building and more specifically Town Hall 9 base identification, how you can identify your own bases, see what strategies they are weak to, and how you can adjust accordingly to make it defend properly. Um, yeah, once again, this is the first edition, and please excuse us if there are any mistakes or improvements that we can make. If you spot anything, just tell us. And if any questions arise during all of this, feel free to put them into podcast questions, and we'll read them out later on. And SHEEV and his co-host will answer them uh, accordingly. So yeah, take it away, SHEEV.
Alright guys, I hope everyone's doing alright. Today, as X4 already said, I'm going to talk about how you can identify your own base and especially trap accordingly, because trapping is essentially, at least in my opinion, the only way how you can realistically defend Town Hall 9 attacks. And I want to start this off with, I have asked you to send me some bases, and I got these two here and my own as an example too. And I think what we're going to start with will be looking at this base. It has all traps in the corners, not used yet. And I think we even have the owner of this base, Waffles, if I recall correctly, to assist us with some FCs so we can see it in action. What I want you to do now is just look at this base and think about how you would hit it yourself and put that into, I don't know, some podcast channel that I can read.
Okay, so we have the first few results in chat.
In
Alex,
which channel
Alex,
is it?
it's the podcast discussion. Alex with
This.
it with a go-ho.
Uh, where? Go-ho, where? Oh, Barge, yeah, Barge is very strong. Uh, you wanna abuse the dead zone at 7:30. Okay. That's this one. So, I'm guessing you want to enter somewhere here, because that secures the Queen and Town Hall. From 9:30 to 11:30, just what I thought. Warrior says Skelly Goho, which is also a viable strategy where you just Skelly the queen away during your hog part. That means you can kill squad another side, especially one you think that contains a lot of traps. Usually the kill squad in a Skelly Goho will go for the king side, because that's also major value. So it would probably enter from here. And we have a kill squad entering from here, likely with a quad quake. That means that this kill squad would get, a quite large chunk of the base, if not all of it. So what we should notice in this scenario would be that no kill squad will go here and probably not much here. So we can have Tesla farms in this area with lots of springs also. Also, this end is kind of less likely to be hit in general. I'll see if there's any other plans. Alex says for his kill squad go-ho, shit, he wants to jump into the wizard tower and expo. Oh yeah, that's probably around here. That's alright, although the queen is a bit at the flank.
We also have a Queen Charge Lalo that
Yeah,
Kevin
I'm
will
reading
play,
that.
charging into the 6 o'clock expo comp, and then wall breaking onto the 4:30 comp with his queen.
So I'm guessing he wants to either wall break in here, then walk here, or just walk here. But I'm guessing wall breaking is better because it secures this air defense and it gets you the expo a bit earlier. And then you will get a good chunk of the base. Also the queen especially, that's important. And then he would fly his Lalo from here to here, or the other way around. Sweeper won't interfere because it will be taken out too. However, I'm guessing it would be rather likely to start the Lalo from this side, because that secures the Town Hall, and that's what Town Hall 9 is very much about. You have to get the Town Hall because it's usually one hit.
Yeah,
Let's see if there's anything else.
Coleman Trevor also suggested. This Queen
Yeah,
Charge and then
that's true.
Laloing from the 9 o'clock side.
Sweeper goes down, pointing at 12. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I mean, Kevin's Lalo wouldn't exactly secure the town hall, but we're just gonna assume people do Coleman's because, you can't do everything. So if we don't want our Teslas to be taken by this queen charge, we should put it over here for that. I'm going to have to adjust the trash a bit so that it's just a bit better, Tesla's a bit better protected. I'm sorry, my phone is ringing and I can't accept it. I'm not gonna dox myself here. So that's gonna be very annoying. Let's have another Tesla over there. Actually, that is quite close to the king, so maybe we should split Teslas, or maybe have one right here, because it won't... maybe this is kind of close to the kill squad for Queen, but also at the same time, for Alex attack, it wouldn't matter. We're just gonna work with that. So we would be running split Teslas to increase damage, and especially just have spring spots. That's, in my opinion, very important with Teslas, because it's, an unexpected place where you could lose potentially some hogs. And we're just gonna place them somehow, doesn't matter. So this is just so we have them arranged somewhere. Also, we should be good having like one spring here, because the kill squad for this area won't take it. There's just really... It's not very likely this area will be kill squatted either. We can also have a spring here for the same reason, because the kill squad that Alex suggested will enter from here. So this is not really an issue. That means we're left with giant bomb. This one should be pretty good, because it will hit an incoming group of hogs very early. That means they will have to heal over here. Hogs will then split to here and here. It would probably be quite nice to have a spring here as well. So I'm just gonna grab this one, because why? No, I'm gonna grab another one. This one, because it's a worse placed spring. So we have hogs splitting over here and over here. Just put a giant bomb there. So right after the first heal was placed, they have to throw another, because there's 2 wizard towers and shit. So that's looking quite good so far. I then probably have another one here. We don't have a lot of spots to put our giant bombs, sadly. But I think this is a good one, because hogs are likely to path there, and also maybe a new incoming group of hogs would go here. That leaves us with just one more giant bomb. I don't know what to do with that one. We could maybe adjust some Teslas, maybe not. I don't know, we're just gonna put it here and see how it... Oh, we can't see how it goes, but we're just gonna put it here, because it's somewhat likely to remain after Kill Squad has the Draken. Okay, so what I was talking about is that hounds will probably fly from here to here to here, in the Lalo that both Coleman and Kevin have mentioned. And that means that this rab will probably be quite good, probably won't be tanked by a hound. And those ones will be very good, because it's rather likely that they will have enough hounds to tank all of those. Usually you have 2 hounds. Maybe the first one comes from here, from the 8 o'clock side, then the second maybe comes from around here, which is 10:30 or 11, but not much higher. And this will mean that those rabs will probably all hit loons. And that's exactly what we want, because in combination with the air DPS that the Teslas will provide, and at some points in time also the Expo, this will kill off loons. See, that's the goal behind that. Now we're left with some small bombs. I will just put them to counter queen charges that were mentioned. Just spam them over here, because why not? And the remaining 2 or 3 actually, I will put around this area, because I think that a king for queen trade, I personally think that would be quite good for the attacker. It looks appealing, because at first glance you only see 2-point defenses, and if you just wall break it in, rage it, it's gonna take the queen. So that's why I have those there. Leaves us with Sams. We could use those to bait the charge and try to kill the healers, because at Town Hall 9 nobody seems to actually use Coco-Loons, which is interesting. Probably just because it's way too easy. But yeah, I think we're gonna split our 4 Sams then to catch healers quite early. And the other 2 I'm gonna just place in the back end. If I put those here, that should ensure that the hounds will die quite early, and that means that once the hound is dead, those defenses will, or some of them at least, won't be tanked anymore, and that means they can target loons, which is exactly what we want. Alright, so now we have some traps placed. And oh, we're missing the skelly traps. I think I like a skelly trap here because it will annoy the king for the queen here, because it will stall it just a bit longer, just a bit more DPS, and it probably won't get her anymore. And it also is good against back-end hogs. The other skelly, I'm just gonna put here, set it to air, and it will be very obnoxious to deal with this, assuming they follow the attacks we just mentioned. Of course, there could be more attacks, there could be different attacks, very different approaches to the space, but I think those are all very realistic, and that's why I set the traps like that. Yeah. I'm gonna go to the next example, which was built by iFryWaffle. First off, before we do all of that, again, I want to hear how would you guys attack the space? What do you think? Gonna have like 2 minutes again for that, should be enough. Anyone's welcome to do so, there's usually no bad suggestions, and if there are, I can point it out and explain why so anyone learns anything. And yeah. Actually looks quite aesthetic, I gotta say.
Yeah, we have
With the expo count.
a first idea from Warrior once again. He would
Yeah.
walk his queen from 9 towards 12, zap the AD and cannons at 3 o'clock, and Falcon into the 12 o'clock expo comp.
Oh, that creates quite a nice funnel, so he wants to walk from here up to here, spam his Valkyries into here probably, and because he zapped this thing, he can like baby drag this out, and it will be quite nice in general for his Valkyries. Of course, the issue with Falcon is that it's quite hard to trap against. You can use springs, you can use SAMs, but usually Falcon likes to attack from very weird angles where you maybe don't want your traps to be. So we will wait, and maybe we can leave some traps for that, for the Falcon. But if we can't, I mean, Falcon is the most random attack in the game, arguably. So you can still pray it holds, or, to which we will get later, and I forgot for the other base, is using CC. So sorry, One Thick Bagel, we'll get to your base and what CC you should use too. Oh, actually, I can just say it, Hound would probably be quite nice, because although your CC is lurable, most Town Hall 9s don't bother luring first, and that means that because the attacks are queen charges and kill squads, usually Hound CC is what's best. You can also use Drag Baby or something like that. Okay, do we have any other strategies?
Yes,
6-4?
we have Dressy, who would
Yes.
charge at 6 o'clock, and from there on, Lado from 4 to 5-ish.
Okay, so I'm guessing he wants to kind of walk in here to take this AD. Wall break here. Gets him good value, I gotta say. That's 2 ADs, Queen, 2 Archer Towers, 2 Wizard Towers, Sweeper, and an Expo. I don't know why he wants to Lalo from this side, because it's right into the Sweeper. Maybe he wants to respond to that. Any other plans?
We have the same plan, but with a Lado from 7, so I guess that would make more sense to not go against the Sweeper.
Yeah.
And then we also have Coleman Trevor, who suggests King Wizard combo at 5 for the AD and a funnel. Then Queen charge into the Queen compartment once again, and do the Lado from 10, so I guess it's just the
Yeah.
addition of the AD taken out. And The final plan I see right now is Cola, who would queen charge 4:30, and Lalo from 2 o'clock.
Okay, so we can surely say that all attacks so far are Queen Charge Lala, which seems to be very obvious right in this area. So what we can definitely say is that we don't want our Sams to be here. Maybe Sam on this AD could be alright if you have it out here, because it will, you know, grab a healer likely. I think we should do that later on, and we see that this AD in no case is taken out with the Queen Charge from 430. This one will be taken out too, but I think 2 ADs on this Sam and one on this, just before we even start actually doing it, seem quite good. Do we have any like ground attacks?
Not so far, no. Beerus also has the same plan, but does a TDH afterwards.
That's fine, that means he just brings more cleanup.
And then we have Coleman, who thinks if he had to do ground, he would do a stoned Go-Ho with a Quad Quake on the King and the Archer Tower.
That's here. So that would open quite a big area of the base. I hope you can see my cursor, by the way. If you can, that would be
Yeah,
quite
it's
bad.
there.
Yeah, good, it's moving. All
Yep.
right, so the issue with that, like, that's a good plan, Coleman. You do get the tunnel quite late, but you get access to a lot of the base. So that would mean that we would need traps in this kind of area, because that's where the kill squad won't go. Do we have any more plans, or should we go into the trapping?
The last thing I see is Alex, who suggests an avalanche from 11 o'clock.
That's annoying, because there is not a lot of traps you can use against Avalanche. But I'm guessing that we can do something with that. So we have a Lalo plan, we have a Hog plan, and an Avalanche. Lalo and Hog are the most common strategies. So let's get into trapping. And sorry, Waffles, I'll delete all of those and replace them myself so I can talk about each and every one. Yeah, I should have done that beforehand. I'm sorry. I kind of forgot about that. I think I have all now.
Yes.
Yes, it's looking good. Okay, so what I'm kind of thinking is his kill squad would enter from here. Also, I think a kill squad into the queen would be quite unlikely, because the king on the back end has quite a lot of DPS with it, so that definitely makes sense that we can put some traps over here. Just gonna put this Tesla with the spring trap, maybe make it like so, because the wall will kind of serve as a framing. And if they start hogs from here, they will go here, 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 and therefore trip the spring. So I think that's quite good. We can have a Tesla farm here, actually, because that will also potentially mess with the queen charge. I think you can see where this is going. And I'm gonna put a giant bomb, because maybe I'm gonna put it here, actually. Because if they try to funnel this side with their king, which is quite likely, then the barbarians will die to the giant bomb. I mean, that's quite minor tweak, but I just find it's a quite good one. Okay, we have some more spring traps. I think if this kill squad enters here, then either hogs are gonna start here, walk onto this tile, because they're gonna be deployed from the outside, or from this side. So that's where I'm gonna put some of my remaining traps. I do not want to have any traps that are actually accessible from this entry, so that's why these traps are all so far out, because the stone kill squad, as Alex has mentioned, is just quite large and will get quite far. Also, having a lot of springs very close, if they all trigger, means that they will lose a lot of hogs at one point, which means that their momentum will just be kind of slowed down. That's usually something you want. What I don't like, however, is that we're not left with a lot of Teslas for this area. So we're gonna put, as mentioned, those SAMs here. I'm just putting one on the outside and one on the inside because I don't like having SAMs right next to each other, because sometimes troop might be able, like a healer, if it for whatever reason comes across this area, will just maybe catch both at the same time, and then you have two SAMs for one healer. You don't want that. Yeah, also because we have two SAMs here, that means that the first hound will be immediately gone, and that will mean that they will have to place their second hound right after. And if you are an experienced Lalo attacker, you will see that they won't be left with any hounds to tank this area, which is why we're gonna place our red air bombs just like here, because they won't be able to tank it, and that way those reps will be able to, yeah, snipe loons. Just what we want. Also, I'm gonna put a second one here, and a SAM here, as I mentioned. I don't think a spam Lalo would be likely, so this SAM is exclusively for screwing up funnel and hitting a queen charge potentially. I think this is quite good. It does have a decent chance of catching funnel troops or just a healer. So don't get that confused. The SAM is not for the AD, because if it was, then it would have to be right next to it. Okay, so we're left with another wrap, and because this Tesla farm is just so, yeah, big, I kind of want a wrap there, because if they do end up charging from another angle, you might want to have some splash for your Tesla farm to work with. I think that's quite nice. We're also gonna put ground skelly here. By the way, I hope you're also updating your build, Waffles, so we can have Dragon hit it live on stream, so you can see what the changes are going to be. Yeah, we're going to be left with a lot of giant bombs, which we can't place very well. So I think I'm gonna put this storage away and replace it with a builder hut, so we can't fit a giant bomb in here. That means that a backhand hog part would encounter two giant bombs. Another one here in case they split their hogs. And the last giant bomb, I think, would fit very nicely here. So that's where I'm gonna put it. Also, I'm gonna put this SAM at the top side of the AD, so it will maybe catch the loon a bit earlier. The hound, I don't know. Should be alright though. I do wanna make it really look like there's a Tesla farm over here. So I'm gonna put another storage, because as you guys might know, storages, a lot of storages really close always look like there's a Tesla farm, if there's enough space in between, of course. Alright, that's looking like a Tesla farm for sure. Just gonna put this here because why not? Maybe it stalls the king even longer, some funnel troops. Okay, small bombs against queen charges that have been mentioned. I don't think that this small bomb right next to the wall is going to be good, but maybe if they screw up a bit, this should be good. The other small bombs should be alright too. I'm having two here because if they have Coco wall breaker that takes one, maybe the other one, it's just better to have two. And you don't mind not having this one small bombs somewhere else. Leaves us with one more. I don't know where to put it. Just gonna put it here for a second layer maybe, because if they do want to wall break into that expo comp, for which they would have to take out quite a lot before, and this would probably be triggered, but there's a slight chance that they do want to double layer into here, and then the small bomb will take out their wall breakers. That's quite unexpected. Also, we're left with another skelly. I'm just gonna put an air skelly like here, and you may be able to kind of spot a pattern in comparison to the base before. And yeah, we're gonna give Waffles some time to copy those changes, hopefully.
Yeah, before you finish up, we have two questions regarding your trapping.
Oh, sure.
The first one is from um, H. Kalk, who asks, why did you put the red bombs all at 1 o'clock? Isn't there the possibility of a Lalo coming from there?
There technically is a possibility. However, it's rather unlikely because, for one, most people that talked about a Lalo on the space said they would Lalo from here. A Lalo from the other sides, assuming this area would be taken out, you would have to Lalo from here. You would go right into a sweeper, so that's just not as comfortable to Lalo as from here. At least that's what we're hoping. Or yeah.
Next question is from Kevin, and he wonders why you would put a funneling or funnel killing Sam rather next to the AD at 4 o'clock when
That's
there's
a
a
good question.
because it technically would mean
Yeah,
you
yeah,
only
that's
follow with ground troops there.
yeah, that's right. That's just brain freeze from my side. I just forgot about that. Didn't think that fully through. I still think it's a decent placement, but also I can just put it between those two ADs, so a Hound pathing from one to another will take it out. But if I have three on one AD, then one would probably just go to waste, so I don't want to have another one here. I don't place it next to this AD because this is just a bit earlier. But yeah, you saw that very well, Kevin. Here the Sam would have only done one thing, which would have been stop a queen charge or take away some of the momentum of a queen charge that goes into here, which would also have been fine, but actually I like this solution just a bit more.
Kevin had
Alright.
one more question,
Yeah,
which can be
sure.
answered rather easily, I guess. He asks if the second red air bomb at 130 is in the Hound Pop range.
Maybe it is. I don't actually care about Hound Pop ranges at all, I gotta say. In my opinion, it depends on base. You can find that out in testing usually if a Hound actually pops before any loons can trigger that. But also just move it up by one tile. Oh, whoops. Maybe this one could be moved in because... Oh, I don't know. Oh, no, never mind.
And the last
So,
question, oh, sorry.
yeah, yeah,
The last
sure.
question we have from um, um, Bed Was Sweat. He wonders
Nice.
if well, he spotted the free mortar at 12 o'clock, and he wonders if that's an actual problem at Town Hall 9.
I mean, it's fair. It's one free mortar. I guess you have to blame Waffles on that. Oh, I think he had Teslas that were here. However, those Teslas, if I recall correctly, wouldn't have popped before the mortar had gone down. So that's a good point. Also, trash placement is very sloppy, but that's not what my podcast is about. Maybe someone else who's better with trash killer. Just kidding. Um, uh, let's put it, excuse me, over here. So it's gonna be a bit more annoying for the Lalo. We've mentioned like quite a few times now. Means we have just another. Or maybe we're gonna make it look like there's Tesla farm over here because why not? That means we have three pretty good Tesla farm spots. Tesla farm spots, in my opinion, are quite nice at Town Hall 9 because, the attacker gets quite insecure if they can't predict your Tesla farm at all. So that's why I like to do it. I think I have to move this in one tile. Okay, so this is the base. Waffles, I hope you're reading. I'm trying to find it out in the chat. He says, sorry bro, I was busy getting ready. Okay. Just let us know when you're done.
I hope he
Alex,
didn't.
don't you love me too?
I hope he didn't change up the building spots.
Oh, that's true. I hope he didn't do that. Because if he did, then that would be very bad.
What you could elaborate on is the CC choice on this base.
Oh, that's true. We didn't talk about that yet. So we do have a quite offset CC. Again, no Sui Lalo was mentioned, so I mean, I guess you just test which attacks are too strong on this base. I do see some attacks that would be rather advanced that would work, for which a Hound CC would be very nice, such as charge for here, or yeah, probably charge or cold blooded for queen, and then you kill squad or take out the king on the other side somehow. But in general, we have a kill squad plan, and we also have Avalanche, which I kind of forgot about, but for Avalanche, defending relies on praying they time fail, praying their golems get stuck in walls, and maybe having some good DPS zones. However, this base does have them, in my opinion. We have, if they enter in this area, the first golem should get quite a lot of damage from these 3 cannons, the expo, and a lot of other things. Also, we might consider putting this expo to ground because it's gonna be charged anyways. But that's just a matter of testing. So you see what strategies are too strong, and then you can still adjust things. This is just our first kind of putting down traps from what you guys said and what you guys think is strong. Okay, Waffles, I hope you're ready. Can you let me know somehow? Oh, also, One Thick Bagel just responded to me and says he will be able to FC his base, but I guess he would have to set traps first anyways. That would take some time. Waffles, are you here? I see you're online. Just write something in-game chat or Discord, whatever you prefer.
Yes, he's typing.
Oh, he is great. Oh no!
Okay, he
Oh
switched
no!
up the buildings, so
Yeah.
he has
Oh,
to spawn
that's
right now.
okay. Okay, I guess we can't get a live hit on this base, but I still hope it was quite educational. And we're gonna switch to my own build now, which I've built for F9, which is a league that involves 2-hit, but no CC, and some other rules that kind of weaken kill squads and charges. What did you just see? So we can see an earlier version of this base, which is a good sign. Can you like try to set the traps again? We will talk about my base in the meantime, and then in the meantime you will have done traps correctly. You don't have to change the storages as I did. We'll provide you with a screenshot. Does that work?
He says he doesn't find the time right now.
Time. Oh yeah, sure. Okay, then we're gonna go back to my base, but still thanks for supplying the base. I think it was a good example. Okay, this is quite obnoxious. Let's go into photo mode. Oh, got view. On this base, because I have already set the traps and I can confirm they're quite good, I want you to guys again, just tell me how you would hit the base. Just assume you didn't see the traps beforehand. Just let me know what do you think would be an issue, or what's in the weakness you will take advantage of, whatever. Or maybe just a small weakness, mistake in general, whatever it is, just let me know. Yes, wizard towers are tankable, but I've tested Lalo a lot, it usually works. Oh, shut the fuck up, Dragon. The plan he just mentioned is zapping his queen with an AD, then Laloing the rest after suiciding somewhere else. He did pull that off after like at least 5 times. In my opinion, that's good enough. Or maybe it was less, maybe it was 3 or 4. But still, if you have to Lalo the same Lalo multiple times. But sure, that's a plan. That's a plan. He will take out this with some zaps and his heroes and Lalo the rest, either from this or from that side. Going
Yeah,
to the sweeper, but that's alright.
King would do Deadly would do a similar plan, but zap the queen with the bomb tower and then hog the rest.
Where would you want to deploy your heroes or kill squad, Deadly?
While we're waiting for his answer, I can read out another
Yes.
few plans.
Sure.
Some people would king trade the queen, but I can't read of any follow-up right now. And EM suggests that um, he would queen charge baby the base.
What else could it be?
Because he does it all the time, apparently.
Yes, he does. He hasn't done a single hit that was not Queen Charge Baby in like the entire GML league. Or the one time he Queen Charged Lalot, he failed. Alright, are there any other plans?
We still have several people typing.
Okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah. Okay, so Deadly followed up on his plan. He would zap Bomb Tower and Queen once again, then Sui for your king and the CC, and then send the Hogs from 3 o'clock.
Okay, so you could assume this would be taken out, and then he would arc from here after this area has been taken out with a cold-blooded. You could argue about whether the pathing is the nicest. You could take out this cannon with a loon, so that's fair, even though he didn't point it out. That's quite a good... Yeah, that should actually work out. Pathing will be a bit iffy, because he has to start from here, or he will get hog splits, so he can't start 3. But okay, hogs will go from here to here, probably through the core, and to here. Okay, do we have any more plans?
Yes, Warrior typed out his plan. He would zap the AD comp at 5 o'clock, then Queen Walk from 6 towards 7, BK from 9, and once again Falcon into the 7 o'clock AD comp.
What's happened to Warrior that he's just spamming now? I mean, I didn't refer to Falcon in the previous spaces. I won't talk much about that because Falcon isn't much about your traps. It's for the most part about your layout. You can use springs to fling walks again, Valks walks, sorry, and you can use Sams to stop healers, but it's not often very feasible. But you will see on this base why this base might actually be able to hold that. Do we have any more plans?
Yes, we have Kevin, who would Hawk from 6 o'clock after zapping the Bomb Tower and Queen, like Deadly did. And then, I don't know how many Hawks he's gonna send at 6, but then would send his King to take out the 9 o'clock Expo comp, wall break into the 7 o'clock comp with Golem, P.E.K.K.A. and Queen. So I guess the Hawks come in after the kill squad is done.
I'm guessing they're coming in from 3, so he's gonna zap this area. He's gonna take out this, roughly this area with his kill squad. By the way, basically the same attack has been done before and it was a 1-star. But we're gonna see. Okay, so the plans we have so far is zap those two, Lalo rest. We have zap those two, Hog rest after cold-blooding this here. And we have take out this with kill squad, zap this, Hog rest. And we have Falcon from here into here with this king at 9, probably breaking it into here. Okay, do we have any more plans?
Yes, I see one final one from Dragon. He would kill the Queen with a baby and freeze, and then send a Shattered KS from 2:30-ish with a jump on the dead zone. Then Hawk from 1 o'clock.
Uh, Baby D freeze here, kill squad here, hog rest. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's quite a lot of plans because I might forget some of them. I'm going to have to ask X4 for them. But okay, I'm gonna reveal how I have my traps right now. You can see that for a Lalo that zaps AD, then takes out the other with a Zui, and then Lalo's this. We'll see that I have a Sam here, and the Sam here, which will kill the first Hound that will come very, very early. Also, we see we have a Tesla here. You might wonder why it is there. When a Hound flies over here, it will very quickly get out of the Tesla's range, and the Tesla will get back to sniping loons. That has worked quite well so far. And also it kind of causes a loon split but that's just a minor thing. And also it improves the spring placement here by a lot. And it adds a bit of DPS, which then is nice for Queen Charge Baby Dragons, like M mentioned. Okay, so this is those two SAMs. Then I have another one here, because his hounds will path like here, here, and then to this area where it will end. So all four SAMs are just placed for this one Lalo, which means that his hounds will die quite early, hopefully. And that means that this left side area or the right side area, whichever one is the back end for the Lalo, will hopefully be able to take out a lot of the troops. Also, we can see that I have two red bombs in a pair like here, because the Lalo will come in from here. I'm guessing first hound is deployed just right there, 2 o'clock. The second one will be deployed somewhere here, maybe even here. But it will be quite annoying, probably, to send a hound over this area. So if they're gonna attack the space on a fresh hit, then they're gonna send in loons. They're gonna see, oh shoot, Teslas pop out. Then they're gonna deploy, hopefully, even more loons, which will then be hit by those two red bombs. And the geared archer tower, which, by the way, at Town Hall 9 is the defense with the highest DPS, after heroes, of course. And this will be able to hopefully deal a lot of damage and take out some loons. Okay, this pair of Rabs is for a loon split that goes from here, from this wizard tower to the sweeper to the next sweeper. You can see that this is quite likely because, yeah, loons are gonna go here and here, both of these ways. So that's why I've placed those traps the way I have. Also because this was taken out with Zaps or Baby Dragon or whatever in all attacks, and it seemed to be quite cheap. Of course, I don't have any traps here, because those would be very easy to go around, or they would just be taken out. Instead, I have 2 springs in each of these Expo comms, which is quite nice, because combined with the DPS of Expo, Archer Tower, and Tesla, you deal a good amount of damage. You also have this giant bomb to force a very early heal, and in this heal, hogs are gonna fly away because of those springs, so that's why I did that. Also, I have these traps symmetrically because I can't really predict where the hogs are gonna start, but I do have them at those sides of the base because that's very early stage of the hog part, and I want hogs to fly away as early as I can, because that way the attack's just gonna lose momentum because they have less hogs. That means less DPS, means they're gonna stall longer on defenses, and if they split, they will easily die out. Do I have any traps I haven't really covered? Yes, I have a lot of small bombs in this area, because it seems quite likely people are gonna wall break here somewhere, just like Dragon mentioned. But of course, you can't reach those ADs from the outside. However, this is quite weird to funnel into, so whatever. Should have 2 more small bombs somewhere that I can't find right now, but I guess it's just small bombs. So that's alright. Okay, so this is my trapping. Are there any questions for that?
Yes, we do have 2 questions. The first one from Dragon once again, and he asks why the springs in the expo comms are not touching your archer towers.
This one, like, if hogs come in from here, they will drop a lot of hogs on this mortar. They're gonna path from mortar to this side of the archer tower. That's very important. They will do that because why would they path here? It's a longer way. And from there, the next defense is the expo, so they won't go like so. They will go like here. Because they come from this side of the archer tower, they will path exactly to this tile. This doesn't work 100% of the time because hogs are a quite random unit, and yeah, if the game had no randomness, it would be quite boring, you know? Especially for base builders, so that's why like this tile has the highest probability of having like hogs kind of land on it because they want to attack this expo, so that's why it's here. Next question.
We have Shinsoku, and he asks what the 2 red air bombs next to the CC are for.
I explained that before. It's for a loon split that will come from either this side or this side, doesn't matter. And loons will go into here and they won't have a hound in front of them tanking for them. So it's just a very easy way to, well, it's just a very good placement to get some loons damaged quite a lot. Especially with those wizard towers around, the Teslas and the Expos, you have quite good odds of also sniping away those very low HP loons. Also, if you have zapped the queen before up here, that means you probably won't have a heal spell, so that makes double wraps or triple wraps even more devastating, especially double wraps. Is that all?
We have a few people typing at the moment. Yeah,
Okay,
we have Dragon asking, why do you not choose to build a super bomb?
because in my experience, super bombs don't work as well with sim bases. I like this base just because it's symmetrical and it looks quite nice. So I didn't really bother with making it too effective, although it did hold quite well. But yeah, it's usually hard to fit in supergiant bombs because it means you have to put them at both sides. That means you have to have a 10 by X compartment. And if you have much experience building sim, you know that it's always going to be quite close to a box space. And the issue with that is that any kill squad that enters the comp, that's an issue for all box spaces, any kill squad that will enter the core will be able to probably disable your supergiant bomb. And that's pretty bad because then you don't have any splash on the backend because you have to have 2 supergiant bombs, otherwise it's not symmetrical, and that's a sin. So you have no giant bombs, and thus hogs will definitely not die of damage, just of springs, but like backhand hogs. Also, there is a way to make supergiant bombs work on sim bases. It's a bit harder, but it does work. You could put a supergiant bomb between here and have like Teslas in front. You could just put a German supergiant bomb somewhere, or actually, it's not a German supergiant bomb, by the way. Marco invented it. It's in his guide, but people like to refer to it as the supergiant bomb by Germans. Whatever. So that's why I don't have a supergiant bomb.
I see one more question from Magic, and he wonders why the 2 wizard towers next to the ADs are tankable, and because that's an unusual sight, um, and why you opted to have those there.
For one, they are tankable with the AD because they're so close to it. For the other, yeah, it's kind of hard to give them another good spot in the space where they would be, quite good. Also, I've seen other people, like other builders, successfully use wizard towers next to ADs. In this case, you can also argue that hounds will die quite early, so again, also still, the wizard tower does have a good shot at shooting loons. But in this case, I also had it for ground defending purposes, and because I didn't really have a good other spot, as I've said. If you do assume that those ADs would be taken out anyways, you could swap this with this elixir storage, or you could put it right here. But I just opted not to because it made trapping for the rest a bit easier because I needed the defense here to allow this spring to exist, and so. Also, I've tested Lalo quite a lot on it, and it requires some experience. Yes, Dragon, I do acknowledge you did triple it after quite a few times. You can be very proud of yourself. But yeah, it is true that it's not a common thing. It is true that you could place it like that. It's not optimal, but it's just this way on the space. Not really a reason for it. Okay, do we have any more still?
That's all the serious questions I can see.
What about the unserious ones?
EM wonders if high ground works on this base.
Uh, Actually, it will, yes. But at the same time, still, I haven't even made a video about high ground. We're not gonna talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we can get into the testing now. Dragon is eagerly waiting for it, so he can show his insane Lalo skills. No, no changes. Okay, so Dragon, do you know the attacks that we mentioned? Where is it? Why does it still have cool? Oh, I have to bring my other account. 1 second. Because I have it without cooldown on another account. I just copied it to this one. So, I can show it on screen without having to switch accounts. So give me a second, please. Also, you might want to unmute Dragon. I think he can talk.
Yes, he should be able to unmute himself.
I indeed can.
Oh, he can't. I hope our GCC start yet, then Alex might be mad. What's 2? Why?
I have to attack with F9 rules, right?
What did you say?
Do I have to attack with F9 rules? So without
No,
CC?
you don't have to. You can do whatever people said.
Okay.
Join. Alright, there I go.
I'm going to go with LCC anyway because it's easier to build armies and do different attacks.
So you can. What attack should we start with? I think you can do the Zap Hawks first, where you zap the top side.
Exactly.
Like the bomb tower with the queen, then you cold blood the king. Also, you can see that I don't have any springs reachable, accessible from this king comp, just because it's a quite obvious attempt at attacking the base for F9 rules. The CC that I'm going to run, I won't tell Dragon for now. I haven't even requested. Oh, well. Let's see what he's going to do. I don't even think I have any CC set. Oh, never mind, it's the correct one. Alright, so you can see, as it was said, he's entering the base from the bottom side. He's kind of waiting for his queen, probably to save himself some time. He does not like the CC, which is a dragon and a baby dragon. I did that because, well, the Sui Lalo is quite obvious, and if the Sui doesn't get out the CC and they just hope to be able to poison it, the dragon doesn't die to a poison, so it usually puts up quite a good fight to the pups and the loons. Now he's doing this dirty balloon on the cannon, which I might have to put something against. Okay, so his cold-blooded got quite some good value, and actually this is already looking like a triple. Didn't expect that cold-blooded to get just as far, but I guess no base is perfect. Also, he refuses to enter, as I talked about. Yeah, you did see that the spring sadly only got 1 because he did that. And his hogs, because he placed them just like so, it didn't trigger spring, but okay, he has 1 more heal. This is looking quite good for him, sadly. I do have 1 more giant bomb, but I think it will trigger a bit too late. But also he has to deal with 2 skellies, so that's quite nice for me. You can see how the springs are, at least for the most part, working out. And yeah, now his hogs have died out. So I guess you can see, because of what this was, I had those springs into those comps, because there's no way in hell they're going to be, or not no way in hell, but they're quite unlikely to be taken out with a kill squad. I've had springs not accessible from the king comps, so he still had to go up against all of my 6 springs with his 27 hogs. And now it's a 1-star. Good job, Dragon. Good job for 1 hit to honor 9. Okay. What's the next hit we want to cover? If you want to, like, leave the attack. Oh, yeah. Okay, I think we can continue with the kill squad hogs that entered from this side of the base, like 6 to 9. Doesn't actually matter. I'm guessing Dragon's preparing his CC. His army. Also, he didn't attack with CC because this base was originally meant for F9 rules. With CC, yes, it would have probably tripled, but you can also ask yourself the question, is it really feasible to try and defend Town Hall 9 with CC? Not with a base like this that is built for efficiency. Or, usually not, it's quite hard. Okay, yeah, Dragon is live again. With the Kill Squad Hogs, hopefully. Oh, for this one you could have brought second Golem in the CC, but that's alright. Even better for me. Yeah, he's breaking in his king for this Expo comp, which is a quite nice touch because it's going to get a good amount of value. Maybe this giant bomb combined with the Tesla and Skellies can... Yes, that's going to ruin his plan because he won't get this Expo, which he won't be able to reach from this comp. He's going to wall break it now, so that's quite nice. Now he's entering with his main push from this side. His queen is also being targeted by the Expo, which I just talked about, so that sucks. He still hasn't even zapped the queen, but he's going to very soon. His queen is now dead. Also, if this base ever gets tripled today, I'm just gonna blame it on my low heroes. Okay, so that didn't quite work out as planned. You can also argue that the Tesla was just a bit more DPS than he was expecting. But if you want to, you can replay this hit with CC too.
I won't.
Oh, he has some quite split hogs. Oh, not anymore. Yeah, he will have to drop a second group. You will have to heal that. Exactly because of the very high DPS that those 5-point defenses kind of provide. This group of hogs. Maybe they will be able to unite this area, but maybe they will die out due to the high DPS before. Let's just see.
Pathing was not very neat.
Yeah, that's
So I had to do a split hog part.
Yeah. Also, by the way, nobody has like set a date for explaining some things about Lalo of all the Town Hall 9 pros. So if you want me to, I can kind of touch on that. Not just in regard of trapping, but also in regard of actual base layout. So you can see this defense. Didn't get that. Do you want to retry with CC?
I could.
Sure, go ahead. We have lots of time. This has been quicker than I expected. Okay, gonna post again. Just like before, you can ask any questions you have. You can also maybe tell Dragon even more strats you want him to try in the space. These podcasts are very reliant on what you guys think, otherwise it's quite pointless. Yeah, now he knows he can't sue the king, so he's going to put a golem as support. Yeah. I see what it is, Dragon. Slow testen, was? Yeah, so again, he wants this area to be taken out for a reason, because as we've seen in the previous replays, it was quite obnoxious to deal with. They're now wall breaking in here. I don't quite like how this part of the kill squad is cut off, but that's not my problem, Dragon. Not my problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those wizards down here are also being smoked. And now that he has taken out pretty much half of the traps except this Tesla, let's see how he's going to hog the space.
I dropped 2 hogs on the Archer Tower while it was tanked to take it out. Very cheap.
Didn't notice that, but I guess that's a nice touch. I don't like the way your hogs are pathing here, because they probably will avoid a lot of springs. I also hope the queen is going to die in time. Spring just flung one hog. Wow. Maybe it's better placed here. I can explain why that is after this hit. Let's just see. I'm guessing this is a triple because this is not enough stuff on the back end. And Dragon basically knows the space inside out because he's had to hit it so many times. But okay, I guess that's fair triple. Now I will go back to the base in trap mode and make a small adjustment, which is, you can see this spring here. If hogs enter from this side, like they start the hogs here, that means they will have a lot of hogs coming into this side. Then I can afford having the spring like so, because they will path from, like there will definitely be a lot of hogs that will path over the spring towards here. And if hogs come from this side, then they will path onto this tile and not onto this tile first, so that's probably a bit of better, more optimal, and more universal placement of the spring. But that's not gonna decide the attack, that's just a small change I want to make. Okay, so far, one triple, but with CC. Take that with a grain of salt. Next thing, I think you can... Oh, you have Golem in CC. Do we have any more plans that involve golems?
Yes, we have
X4?
an avalanche request.
Oh no, not looking forward to that.
God.
What
From
is it
where?
exactly?
There weren't any details about this.
Well, I guess that's up to Dragon's creativity then. Feel free not to use CC.
Fitz, if you would like
So
to
I have to
elaborate.
How am I
you
going
have
to
to post it
implement
again.
this?
But wait with attacking. Maybe Fitz wants to give like a precise plan or something.
Does anyone have an idea for an avalanche?
Oh, we have about 20 people in this voice actually.
I don't see any avalanche plans, any follow-ups to Fitz's request. So
Kevin says more of golem spam. I mean, Dragon, you're good at spamming, as I've heard from your mixed town hall hits, so you should be good at that. So just spam some golems, do what you're best at.
Woohoo!
yeah,
I'm guessing Dragons.
I'm gonna use this
Change
moment
his
of
call.
silence really quickly to let you all know, if you're still around, that these podcasts, if you weren't able to watch the entire thing, or if you want to catch up on something or watch something back, these will be uploaded to YouTube and the server in a few days' time. I will maybe edit them down a bit, cut out some failures on our part, bad connection, whatever.
Oh, what failures are you talking about?
And yeah, try to make this accessible to you.
Yeah, subscribe to my YouTube channel, thank you. Kidding. Okay, so we can see Dragon is has already lost the golem on the top side in the attempt of taking out the queen, but I guess that's alright because golem spam means lots of golems. You then just spam wall breaks twice. Oh no, wall breaks once, quad quakes here. This is quite of a spread entry. I didn't expect that, to be honest, but at the same time you have to see there's not really a reason to enter the core. The only point defense accessible from the core would be the Expo, and if you know Avalanche, then you might know that Avalanche is all about accessing point defenses as early as you can. So he does actually get the Town Hall and like some other attempts he's had. Yeah, also anti-2 bases. Town Hall 9 meta. Kappa. I don't know why he sent that golem in here. And he didn't have the wall breakers to wall break it in here, so it kind of died off without doing anything. Or it's still dying off. But this is looking quite good for him, actually, because the queen is going to step in here and will be able to access a lot of things. I hope it. Yeah, she's lost her ability. But again, you have to see, I'm kind of forced to run this baby dragon CC. I could run dragon with Valk, but it doesn't really matter. And because of that, I can't run Hound, and Hound would be better for Avalanche because it slows down the Archer Queen, and essentially Avalanche is just spam in 6 golems to tank for your Archer Queen. So, yeah, nice swag here. So, this was an Avalanche hit.
I'll
Could
take a
have brought
skeleton
a
spawn on
skeleton.
my next hit. Can I re-hit it, please?
Sure.
Yeah, if you wanted to, you can also try Kevin's variation. He suggested that you would spam golems all around the base, basically trying to hit all the compartments with split forces of your attack, because the core has no defenses in it.
Yeah, that's what I kind of said before, because I thought he was attacking from. He was trying to swarm the base from the outside, and he split this golem over here. Yeah, sure, go ahead, try it. Maybe, yeah, you will need some more wall breakers for that, of course. Also, you can maybe bring some skellies in exchange for your quad quake, because it's not really needed in my opinion. But yeah, taking out those corner expo comms is definitely beneficial for your avalanche. Also, I don't like how many people are now seeing Avalanche for the first time and might want to try to. Please don't. It's very complex. The arts of spamming.
Yeah, if you want to spam, just go play Town Hall 13.
If you want to spam, just play Town Hall, like anything,
Yeah,
but especially 11. I hate Town Hall 11 now.
sad times.
I like how they made it no siege in order to make it more competitive, but then they didn't ban Zaps. Now it's just all Zap Wish. Genius.
Yeah, this is
So,
actually our most requested podcast so far, and it will be coming up rather shortly. We had
yeah,
a
we have.
research crew on the server basically trying to find ways of defending Zapwitch at various town halls, especially 11. And I'm sure they'll share the results with you soon enough.
Gotta say, that's quite cool. So you can see, this time he entered from this side and split his forces just as said, which has worked out quite nice. Also, he didn't need a quad quake, so he was able to bring some skellies. So far, it's actually looking quite good, because his golems will tank the queen. And he will be able to rage, jump, and skelly, so that's probably a triple. But that's nothing you can really avoid with CC.
Beautiful
With
attack.
traps.
Beautiful attack.
Beautiful attack, very high skill. To be fair, this one was actually a more skilled avalanche because you had to wall break 3 times. That's maybe too much to ask for an avalanche player.
Uh-huh.
For you, I guess it was alright. Okay, so let's maybe go back to some other plans. What was mentioned?
I think the
You can
last
try
thing,
your own.
the last
Oh yeah.
thing that we're left with now is Queen Judge Lalo, basically trying to take the queen on the way, then going into an expo comp, Laloing the rest.
Oh, so you want to walk and then wall break into an expo comp. That makes probably a lot of sense. We'll
And
leave
how
that
do you
up
want
to
to
Dragon.
take out an AD?
I don't know, maybe
Actually,
they just want the healer sniped. But let's see.
you could break into the gold storage comp.
Or you could just take out the queen with a baby and a freeze. That would be a bit cheaper.
Very true.
Or with your king or whatever.
Hmm.
Also, I remember the Falcon, which we could still kind of test. And your own Zablalo. But that's entirely up to you.
Okay.
Are there any further questions we can answer in the meantime? Feel free to type away.
People are typing? No, they're not. Okay, so we're just waiting for Dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Zap drags beat it. Zap drags is spam. I don't care. But yeah, Dragon can try that
Could you
too.
give me a hound?
Sure.
Thank you very much.
You are very much welcome. Alright. So we see the queen charge Lalo trying to take a queen somehow and then charging into an expo. Let's see how this is going. Oh, actually a wall break into this comp with the gold storages. Maybe that's what the person who suggested it meant, because it's
Yeah, I should have
definitely a good call.
wrote down a more concise plan.
Yeah, but Dragon picked up anyways. Of course he did. I don't know why he's breaking into the expo comp as well. But see how it's going. If you remember, all kind of air traps are in this area, all SAMs. And some Ravs over here and some over here, so this charge, trap-wise, seems to be defended quite nicely. Nice healer snipe, 100% intentional. With the jump to the core, he's going to get some quite nice value, that's true. Maybe if you don't use your CC to balance it out. Smile. Too good of a charge. Base wasn't built for that. I don't like how not a single Sam has hit healers yet.
We'll see the Hound finding a lot of Sams those, seeing if that works.
Hopefully, but rather quite late because I kind of expected Lalo to usually come from here, but it didn't. I know I just guessed that because right-handed people tend to attack from the right side,
That's very true.
but you can see he took out those Rabs quite easily. Now he's realizing that there were some Rabs over here and is trying to get them out, but he fails to do so, but it should probably still be enough. The SCC is just abuse. But at least it was quite close. You know, that's what matters. Very close, actually.
I guess.
Would have been less close with haste spells. And it's a 99%. Not even.
Well, bad attacking. Or godly base building, who knows. Okay, so I think it still gave a quite good demonstration of how this base is meant to defend the Lalo with those very nice traps, which in this Queen Charge Lalo sadly went off a bit too late, so it didn't quite matter and he still had enough firepower. Oh, my phone went off. Okay, so I guess I don't know what hits we're left with now.
Zap Lalo.
Zap Lalo,
Yeah,
sure.
Zap Lalo, and
Hit.
that should finish it up.
Yeah, Shinsuku is right. Dragon knows every single trap of this base. But it's alright. It's alright, it's just for the sake of demonstration. Also, he's Laloed this like at least 10 times now. Alright, zap Lalo. He's going to zap the Archer Queen, Sui the other AD probably, and just Lalo the rest. If you would be so kind to Lalo from the right side this time. That would be very nice. Much appreciated. Oh, he's live.
And I need to wait for a queen.
Yeah. For the zap, he has to wait for the queen to step into the right compartment.
Most intense part of any raid.
Yes. Alright, there the zaps go. Queen is basically one hit, the baby dragon will take care of that. Starting to think Sam there would be really nice. But, of course, one loon could take that out. There's no wall breaking his king in. And this is looking quite nice for the Sui part so far. Again, because of the Sui, because it was so likely, I did have those small bombs there, but of course those never guarantee people to fail. But you know, there's a slight chance. Don't like how this king is beating onto this wall, because that will enable the queen to take out the X-Blow, which it didn't in any attack before. Yeah, that's gonna be annoying. Oh no, she goes down here. Okay, seeing he has to start his Lalo very early. And you can see this early Sam. First hound dead. Those hounds will catch even more Sams on the way here. And you can also see how at least this group of loons took a lot of damage. You can also see how many loons, I think it was like 6, went here. Most of them even died from the wraps which were placed here together with the Teslas. Because they were just so hard to tank, as he had a perfect demonstration for. However, he did bring a heal because he's basically cracked his base to death. Thank you, Dragon.
I'm
Thank you.
sorry.
Very nice demonstration of my base building.
Always bring a heal when you're attacking SHEEV.
Always bring a heal when you've attacked the base like 20 million times. You just know you will need one. Big brain moves. Yeah, if he hadn't had this heal, then he wouldn't have had any loons left probably. He was kind of lucky there with his almost dead hound catching another Sam. But yeah, that's to be expected.
That just goes to show that there's a key to every base, especially
Yeah,
in
of
Town
course.
Online. And
Especially at
with
Town.
CC.
Especially with CC, exactly.
Well, the base tanked a lot of hits, and considering Dragon basically saw the traps.
Yeah, and he's also a very good Lalo attacker, of course. I kind of want to have just Sam a bit more outside, because we did see that hounds came from the outside, so... Oh, never mind, it was still a take. Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay, you can try now the Falcon, but I don't care. We have this
How do you
area
even
which
do
King Sui
Falcon?
won't work for, as we've seen before. We have a Spring Trap that maybe takes the out. We have 2 Sams that will catch healers. So it's actually not looking too good for this attack. Also, there's a good amount of DPS into the core, which the Valks will enter, and they will just split, I think. Valks won't be that much of an issue.
SHEEV, what we have to
Yes.
do, I've never done a Falcon.
You deploy your queen just at 6 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think you wanted to zap with this Falcon, didn't he?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So you start your walk at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see which way the queen likes to go. Zap the ID compartment of the other side. You Sui the Expo comp, that is your flank. Then you spam your queen either into 730 or into 430. Maybe it makes sense to set which side you want to spam into before, but that's probably up to you how you do it. It just
Okay.
matters that you take out the flank with the king, which will fail, as we know,
Hmm.
and you funnel the other side with the queen and spam whatever you have in between. Oh, I'm guessing I can't use this base at all anymore. Now that so many people have seen it that also play f9. But I guess that was to be expected.
I appreciate your sacrifice to the podcast.
Yeah, it was burned already. But it is still a quite nice example of a base, I think.
For sure.
Especially because it is build sim, guys. Symmetrical, best. Easiest to build the best. The very, very skilled attack from Dragon. I think he's going to be under a lot of pressure with all of the things he has to keep in mind. This will be very intense. Dragon, how are you feeling? Is it too much for you? Can you handle the stress?
Till now I can.
Are you confident? No,
I'm
of
not.
course.
Maybe bring some
Bam.
bowlers in CC.
Yeah, sure. I
That's a
can get
decent
my down
idea.
30 for that.
I mean, SHEEV got a lot of experience with that, with MaxCC.
Dragon and me have quite a rough past of Max CC and Town Online friendly
Please,
wars.
Queen. Please, Queen, don't be stupid. Thank you.
Yeah, that was quite close. Okay, you didn't sue your king yet, but I
I
guess
am
the
doing
CC
it right
gives you some
now.
time for that.
And okay,
On
not
Wallbag
working.
Fang.
And
Oh no, you
Spike.
got it.
Okay, Queen. Thank you.
You can still.
This is
Pray.
going to be interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Lots of Valks without
No,
leaders
I'm
and
going
just
to
one healer.
spam it in right here. Because why
Yeah,
not?
just spam it right in. So that's not quite going according to plan. Should have probably set aside you want to enter beforehand and funnel that like properly.
What's funneling?
Yeah, why would you funnel with a spam attack? Oh, we also see the spring we've changed from here to here. Would have maybe worked against the Valkyries, but now it didn't. His healers are getting sniped. I'm getting tired of this attack. He didn't even go into where he wanted
Oopsie.
to, so that's why he didn't catch any
I
Sams.
accidentally popped my Queen ability.
That's nice, but it doesn't
Who
matter.
cares?
It's just a luck-based spam attack. Now, healers are being sniped. Those loons were absolute dog shit, because you knew there were going to be raps. Valks are under some pressure right now. That's God the Hound. I appreciate
That's
that.
very interesting.
Like the back in town. You didn't heal your Valks and oh, there's still a lot of them left. Never mind. Actually, quite good Hound. Can't lie.
That was quite big brain tanking for the Skelly spell.
Yeah. Oh no, the spam attack tripled my base.
It did
It's
not.
very upsetting. I like how it tripled, even though it was the opposite of what he was planning. Very nice. Well done, Dragon. Mad respects.
Thank you.
Yeah,
First Falcon ever.
Anyways,
that should be a nice finishing touch, sending us off,
Yeah.
off with some comedy. Yeah, is there any final things you want to address, basically as a conclusion, or are you happy with?
I would still offer to touch a bit on Lalo for like a few minutes. How you should defend it with your wizard towers and ADs, not with the traps, but especially with your like actual setup of ADs. But maybe some other pros also want to talk about some other things at Town 09, and because I've basically talked about anything.
Yeah, I think if you can hold off on this, we'll save this for another podcast.
Yeah, sure.
Warrior and a few others have expressed interest, and maybe you want to join in as well for that one.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, we'll fix a date for this one then. So,
Okay.
I guess that's it. Thank you so much for entertaining us for over 90 minutes now.
Thank you so much for having me and for everyone participating and also contributing. Thank you to the people who sent me their bases as your examples from the community.
Yeah, very much appreciated. Once again, this will be uploaded to YouTube afterwards. You can also check out SHEEV on YouTube. I believe he does a variety of Tunnel 9 content on there as well.
Quite a variety.
He does
All
Tunnel
right.
9 content, let's leave it at that. And yeah, thanks for joining for the first podcast. Leave us some feedback if you wish. And yeah, we'll be back with more Tunnel 9, more base building advice in the future. Yeah, have a nice evening, nice day, wherever you're from. And yeah, until next time.
That's supposed to be hard. All right. Goodbye.